Dear students, we should begin our drama class. Yesterday, I just started with Act 2, Scene 1. It was a long video, and some of the students called me and told me, "Sir, we did not follow. It was difficult to understand." Then I was trying to evaluate myself. Why you haven't understood? There are different reasons. First of all, many of you haven't watched, many of you haven't read through the PDF which I sent on Tuesday. On Tuesday, I sent a PDF introducing the Act 2. If you read that one slowly and try to grasp it, then it will be very easy to follow the class. Some of you haven't done that. Secondly, you need to read the text. So I understood that you haven't understood the basics of the act. Without understanding the basics or the framework, what is it about, you will not follow the videos. So today I thought I will just explain to you what is there in Act 2 of The Tempest. If you understand this, then you will follow the videos easily. So first you watch today's video, then you go back to PDF, read it. After that you go to yesterday's video, then you will follow. So here the main characters are Antonio Alonso, King Alonso is the most important character. King Alonso, that's why I have put it in big letters. King Alonso. Then Antonio, Sebastian, Gonzalo, Adrian, Francisco. They are all there. Antonio and Sebastian. Antonio, you know, is the Duke of Milan, who sent his brother Prospero out and he is ruling now. Sebastian is the brother of Alonso. Since Antonio had made a treaty with Alonso, he could become the king. Therefore, he is indebted to him. Gonzalo is a counselor. Adrian and Francisco are lords. So these are the main characters here. So the whole drama, Act 2 of Tempest, is revolving around these people, keeping Alonso at the center. Keeping Alonso at the center. Like the solar system is centered around the sun. Here Alonso is the center. At the center Alonso is there. The whole Act 2 is revolving around Alonso. What happened to Alonso? The King Alonso is in grief. He is very sad. He is sorrow stricken. Why? Because his son has been found missing. The only heir, the one who is supposed to succeed him, is found missing. And Alonso is grieved. He is very sad that he could not find his son. So he is searching, vehemently searching for Ferdinand. So he takes these people around, going to different places, different spots of the island, trying to find out whether Ferdinand is there. And he couldn't find him. As a result, he is grieved. So when the King Alonso is grieved, how do others react to it? Are they able to understand the king? Are they able to support him? Or are they ridiculing him? Or are they rejoicing at his loss? That is the framework. So here, he searches for Ferdinand, believes that he is dead. The king has come to a belief that Ferdinand is no more. He is not alive, he is dead. That is his strong conviction. Gonzalo and team comfort him. There are two teams here. One is, this is a team. Team head is Gonzalo here. Here it is Antonio. Antonio and Sebastian is one party. Gonzalo, Adrian and Francisco, they are of another party. So, Gonzalo and team comfort Alonso saying, no, He is not dead. He must be alive. You will get him back. And Francisco tried to tell him, I have seen him. I have seen him trying to swim across, trying to survive. He must be alive. So, Gonzalo and team is trying to comfort the king. Comfort the king. Antonio and team rejoice at the misery of the king. That's very important. Antonio and team, that is Antonio and Sebastian, they are enjoying looking at the king grieving. So, they are rejoicing at the misery of the king. The King Alonso is in misery. And they are rejoicing. They are very happy that the king is in sorrow. They even devise a plan. They even devise a plan. What the plan is called? A plot. P-L-O-T. Plot means a plan to kill somebody. So they devise a plan to kill Alonso. That is called plot. So Antonio and Sebastian, they devise a plan to kill Alonso. Ariel intervenes to save the king. When they reach at the verge of killing, every time they are ready to kill the king, Ariel intervenes and stops them and saves the king. So that is the background. Without understanding this background, you will not follow. Now, next thing is, you must pay attention to the character. Act 2 of Tempest is a act of character study. To study a person, what are their attitudes? How do they behave? Given a particular situation, how do they react? Same situation, people can react differently. So how do these people react to the given situation? What is the given situation? Given situation is the tempest, the aftermath of tempest. Tempest is over. They have been miraculously saved. Now what is their attitude towards the whole thing? And their being in the island. They are all led to one particular island. They are all stationed there. How do they react to looking at the island? That is the main theme of the Act 2. So Antonio and Sebastian, their attitude is highly negative. Negative attitude. They have nothing positive to say about the shipwreck, about the saving act, about the island, the lives there. Everything is negative. They are against the king and they plan to kill. That we have already seen. Then the other team, Gonzalo, Adrian and Francisco, what is their attitude? They are very positive. Positive attitude. They have respect and love for king. They have great respect and love for King Alonso. And they try to console Alonso. So that is their attitude. So the whole drama you will find many scenes wherein they speak about, Gonzalo speak about the miraculous way they were saved. We have reason to grieve every day because somebody or other keep dying. It may be the captain, it may be a commander, it may be the wife of somebody, it may be so and so. So many people are being killed each day in the storm during the journey. So we have reason to feel sorrow every time. But to reason to feel happy, very few occasions. And we have a great occasion here because we have been miraculously saved. A few in a million are saved in this manner. Therefore, we must try to weigh our sorrow and our joy, and we will find our joy is much more. That's what Gonzalo says. Very positive. And Adrian and Francisco also have very positive attitudes. And then they look at the island, the wind there, the weather there. These people have very positive attitude. These two have negative attitude. When Gonzalo, Adrian and they will be speaking about the grass, the greenery there, beautiful greenery, life-giving things. These fellows will be speaking against. So throughout the act, especially in scene 1, you'll find these two will be finding fault with everything, and especially with the king. They blame Alonso for bringing this misfortune because he decided to give his daughter in marriage to the king of Tunis. So it is his fault because of his taking them along with, they met with a storm and they blame King Alonso for everything that happened, and if possible they want to get rid of him and assume the power. So that is the background. And here you will find a mention of Bido, Dido and Aeneas. If you don't understand this one, you'll get confused. So when they were speaking about the miraculous act, and Gonzalo speaks about the dress he was wearing, he and others, he says even after such a storm, after we were put into a lot of trouble, still our dresses look so pure. They are not stained. They should have been stained by seawater. But they are all kept intact. It's really a miracle. In that context, he speaks about the marriage, speaks about the daughter of Alonso, that is Claribel. Claribel, daughter of Alonso. So, while speaking about Claribel, Claribel was supposed to be one of the most beautiful women. And especially in Tunis, she must have been the most beautiful woman. So you're speaking like that, suddenly Gonzalo speaks about the Bido Dido, queen of, he thinks that she is a queen of Tunis. Actually she is not. Bido Dido was the queen of Carthage. Both are in Africa. Carthage and Tunis, both are in Africa. Bido Dido was the queen of Carthage. And she was a very popular figure. She fell in love with Aeneas. Aeneas was a sailor. He was a kind of soldier. He came to Carthage and stayed for some time there. Bido Dido fell in love with him and her love was genuine. But the love of Aeneas was not genuine. After some time, Aeneas leaves Bido Dido and goes away, and she remains a widow. So she could not bear the partition that Aeneas has gone away leaving her. She could not bear it. As a result, she commits suicide. So she puts an end to her life. So that is Bido Dido, a great example of love and beauty. So now Gonzalo is trying to say Claribel was someone like Bido Dido. She was the most beautiful woman, Claribel, after Dido Dido. After Bido Dido. Bido Dido was the most beautiful woman. After that is Claribel. Then Antonio is enraged hearing that, because Bido Dido was not queen of Tunis, she was a queen of Carthage. So he is trying to correct him. And then Sebastian and Antonio trying to say that Gonzalo is like that, whatever he says is right. He can make Bido Dido the queen of Tunis. Though she is a widow of queen of Carthage, he can make her queen of Tunis. Such is his ability to speak. Then they say, what else he can do? What will be next he will be doing? Then they say that he can even take this island and make it into an apple. Put it in his pocket and go to give to his son and say, this is an apple. And he will take the seed of that apple and sow it in the sea, and many more islands will come up. That is his ability to falsify things. His ability to convince others what is not true as right. There, Sebastian and Antonio are against Gonzalo because Gonzalo is supporting King Alonso. This is the background. So if you understand this background, you'll follow the rest of the drama.